I decided to go with the genre of horror, subgenre slasher for my film, and then I came up with the concept of my film opening to go along with like engaging the audience, as this should be dramatic, realistic, and intense to draw in the audience and set up the narrative. So my target audience of my film is going to be predominantly young adults aged 16 to 25. This is because they're more open-minded, it will be more realistic and then create concern for them, so it will be more engaging. And the possible names for my film are The Dearly Deceased, Killing Season, Disturbia, The Missing or The Lost Hope. Generally because they're more conventional to do with this film, or style of genre of film. So I had 3 ideas. My first idea was basically a chase scene where the killer chases the victim through like a woods or somewhere. Towards the end of the opening scene, the victim trips over and the camera shows a shot of the killer about to obviously kill the victim. My second idea was also based on a slasher, but it's where a crime scene has been set up. So I would have a series of shots showing the crime scene, and then have like a news broadcast playing over the top, or a voiceover even. But in this, the killer sets up. The killer leaves a mark on the body or near the body to relate to him, so it's more creates more of an identity. And then my third idea was basically my first idea, but then with like more of a point of view kind of scenario. So from the character is filming it all. So I've decided to go with the second idea because it's more interesting and, you know, a bit less conventional than a normal slasher would be. The certain styles of my typography is like kind of aggressive, but, you know, like thin, sharp and sketchy to make it look more, you know, quite interesting and scary, if you like. So yeah, any questions?
Any comments on that idea? Do you think he chose the right idea out of his 3 ideas, or the wrong idea? I don't know if they can hear me, Joe. I think you chose the right idea. I think you'll have a wider range of skills to show, and I think that it is less predictable than the usual run through the wood. So I think that that's good, okay? Again, it will be all about location with that one. But it'll be much easier because you're just sort of going to do the newscast and then the murder scene. You just one room or one place will easily do it with maybe some long.
I was maybe thinking the crime scene and then like having a news broadcaster as a voiceover. So like showing a series of shots, then having a voiceover on top.
And you could also look at the opening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I know that you've done, where the visuals, just like the sound, cut in and out. And I think that'll be much more effective than actually having just one long stream of visuals of camera shots. Jade?
Do you have a primary and secondary target audience for your film in terms of genre?
Primary target audience would be young males because they're more like into this type of genre. They're more open-minded and more like kind of into like gory things.
Now, I will question you about that because your second idea veers much more towards a thriller than a horror, and therefore your target audience is going to be older.
Therefore I need to research that a bit more. Yeah,
yes, you do. And I do think this fits the conventions in your narrative setup a lot more of a thriller than a horror. Yes?
And have you considered sound and camera shots, so like using a variety of camera shots rather than
Yeah, obviously. For this, my second idea, which is one that I'm going with, I would use a variety of camera shots like from different angles of the crime scene, so like showing like policemen or people dressed as policemen like going around the body, like forensics as such.
Can I just stop you there? The idea of policemen. In order for you to pull that off, you are going to have real life costumes. I think that, moving on from what Georgia said about camera, I think that you should start your planning thinking about post-production. I think you should think about it as a montage of shots on the body. And we're not really focusing in this opening on the policemen themselves, but maybe, you know, you can just see their feet in the shot as they're over the body, and you don't necessarily, or their hands moving, I don't know, like I watch a lot of CSI, you know, moving something out the way so that they can see something else in the body rather than the police themselves. So you will still have obviously we all need a variety of shots, but I think that you should think about it more with your editing, so you're constantly going to black screen. Maybe you're using a flash so it looks like, and you can have the sound of a camera going off so it looks like you've got forensics in there taking pictures. So an interesting idea with lots of potential there, especially with editing. Yes.
And what main factors will you use to give the film atmosphere and connotations of the genre?
Probably some non-diegetic incidental music sound, so like playing in the background of like the voiceover, but I don't want too much sound because then it might just like get all like built up and then like sound.
Well, you aren't having that crescendo of action, are you?
No.
The body is dead at the beginning, so actually you're going to be editing in your lots of different non-diegetic sounds. So you're going to have your incidental music, but you will also then have the voiceover, which you spoke about, the newscast, and then you'll be editing your sound levels of the diegetic sounds from the scenes. So whether that is the police talking or whether it's, you know, the rustling of the plastic wrapping around the body, you'll want those kind of sounds there, or the camera going on. Okay, thank you very much.